I think we should, from here on out, I'm implementing a new rule. I think rock, paper, scissors, we should have our eyes closed.
I know neither of us cheat, but the way that the recording picks it up is that people might think that we're cheating. So.
Yeah, if you guys think that we're cheating for Meg and I, there is like a slight delay. So that's why we do the first rock so slowly so that the other person can catch up. So the other person on the other side is trying to catch up. But by the time they hit the last one, the other person's already thrown down. So it's really hard for us to tell. So that's why I'm saying, just to make sure it's fair for everyone, maybe we should just do it with our eyes closed from now on.
All right, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Ooh, okay. That's one for you.
Okay, rock.
Yep.
Paper, scissors, shoot.
Shit!
3 for 3 tonight. 3 for 3.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Rated MA. I'm Allie. This is Meg, and today we are continuing our Andor Season 2 watch. It's the first time ever because it just came out last night. Today we are watching Episode 6, which is the end of the second arc of this show. It's called What a Festive Evening, which does put me on edge. I don't like that title. It's freaking me the fuck out. I'm a little nervous.
I don't have a good feeling about this.
I don't have a good feeling about this. In fact, some might say I have a bad feeling about this. If you guys are new here, Meg and I do take notes on some notepads. So if you see us looking down and writing, that's what we're doing. After the reaction portion, we do have I would say quick discussion, but that's a lie. We do have a discussion about what we saw in the episode, things we like, things we didn't like. Usually we're talking about really cool camera shots, and most of the time we're talking about script stuff because that's my forte. But I am prolonging this because I'm stressed out because I really do think something horrible is going to happen in this episode because it's the end of this arc. I'm going to start the episode now. Port Steerguard. Okay, I've heard of Steerguard before. Where have I heard Steerguard before? I know they said it in the show, but I've heard it somewhere else too. Oh, that's Cassian.
Yeah, it is.
Is this on Gorman?
Coming out of Gorman. Pre-flight check complete. Hold on.
He said there were checks getting off of Gorman.
Yeah, because Cyril said that they tightened up travel.
Which is so funny that Cassian was there and just walked in and out.
Look at you. What's his name? Varian Sky? Tell me about the Gorman front. You weren't there very long. Don't get involved. That's your assessment, just like that. 2 days in, you barely looked around. How do you know what I did? They're not ready, Luthen. I think they know that. That's why we sent you.
The Empire is building an armory in the center of town. They say it's a new complex office, but everyone knows the truth. There's nothing to be done about it now.
There's always something to be done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They have a plan. They want to hijack an Imperial transport. Who's gonna care about it?
The Empire will care about it.
Exactly. They'll be crushed.
They're finally wanting to do something. You tell them to be careful.
It doesn't matter to you, does it?
You're thinking small, you're thinking like a thief.
I'm thinking like a soldier.
Think like a leader.
If it goes up in flames,
It will burn. Very brightly.
Oof. Oofies.
Yes,
Waste of time. This piece isn't what we need.
we knew that already.
I thought seeing it in person would make a difference. You were sourcing another item.
It's being delivered as we speak.
Oh my god, did they fucking put
Visiting
Biggs
friends?
out there?
Why do you ask?
Oh no, 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 no.
Oh, it's Vel! It's Vel!
Oh, it throws me off because her hair's not blonde anymore.
Well, yeah, her hair's like a red-brown now. Okay, so Vel is on Gorman. Uh-oh, didn't see that coming.
Uh-oh.
Well, I guess Vel could die. For some reason in my head, she was always one of the safer ones because she's related to Mon. And I was just like, man, I just don't, maybe she's not super involved, but I should have known better. That was my bad. Oh. Is this the first time we've seen them kiss?
It is.
The trip
different. It was Varian Sky. I was a fashion designer.
I love him.
I'm actually obsessed with him to the point of like physical pain.
You're gonna have to bring him home someday.
Whoo! It's so warm in here.
Was it dangerous?
Gorman? No. Just all talk. A waste of time.
Uh-huh.
It's Luthen that scared me.
He came after you left. Didn't realize how shabby the place looked.
What? He came? He waits for me to leave. He comes when you're alone. What is that? He knows you need a rest.
He's coddling her and she's gonna be mad and she's gonna do something fucking reckless.
And get herself killed.
He doesn't do anything without a reason.
Maybe he just wants us to waste our time talking about it.
That leaves Senator Rhodey, Senator Plata, Dana Sky.
Oh, back with Mon?
I think so. Yep, that's their car.
How many years did you serve before we held a ceremony dinner?
Ooh. I've seen those before. I don't know what those are. Shit.
It was a very poor decision.
You come to the house and you mess with Biggs. You mess with her behind my back. What's wrong with you?
This is the second time today you let me down.
You had to know she would tell me.
I thought it would be interesting if you didn't. But now you both disappointed me. Kill me or take me in. You're in! Oh, but Gorman looks too painful.
We are not droids, Luthen.
We are not who we were when we started. Biggs has to pull it together, or you will have to decide at what point it becomes too large a problem.
That's gonna be up to you.
I want her as strong as you do.
It would just be easier if I was alone. You want my blood. You help me work this out.
Thank you for the medallion. Coming all this way.
He's mad.
Yeah, he is.
Dr. Gorst. Success invites scrutiny. Our cousins in military intelligence have been salivating over our interrogation results. He's to be expanded into a program. I'm counting on you to keep watch on these idiots.
An honor, sir.
Really? It's an assignment.
I love him. Like, I know Partagast is bad because he's part of the Empire, but he's low-key kind of funny. He be eating bitches up out here at the ISB.
Uh-oh.
He's got to tell Luthen, and Luthen's going to tell Vix, and Vix is going to go up against Dr. Gorst again. Vel, girl, you are not subtle.
No. Oh?
Is that Cinta? I think it is. I can't really tell. Oh, look, it's like yin and yang.
Okay,
That's
I
cool.
love that.
It is Cinta.
Any trouble getting through?
I was told they don't know what they're doing.
That's why we're not doing much. It's fast, it's simple. I told Luthen that I would only take this assignment if you were on it.
Oh, someone's gonna die here too.
I told him not to tell you. I knew you'd worry.
What happened?
I'll tell you about it someday.
Oh, she's going to die.
That's another indicator. I'll tell you about it someday. No, you're not.
Ugh.
No, you're not.
Either she's going to die or Vel's going to die, but I bet it's going to be her.
I thought about you.
Ooh.
That's actually really sick.
There's an ISB field agent on site. They believe a rebel attack is imminent. There's been a rapid increase in local activity.
Cyril must never know what this is all really about.
I remind myself constantly, sir.
Huh?
Ooh. Lie to your boyfriend.
This little pawn in your game.
What's the fastest they could get here?
8 minutes. And we can slow them down.
Let's call it 6 minutes. Time's up. We leave with what we have. We don't get greedy.
We need all the weapons we can get.
Don't talk. Don't think. Do as you are told. If you can't manage that, you don't belong here.
She's got a point.
Do we control these rooftops?
Most of them. And we can always lock a few doors.
Fine. You're the end of our line, which means you do not move under any circumstances until you are told to do so.
I live here. We've put a lot into this.
Gina, Dib.
Ibu me por varando.
Prep is useless if you can't follow orders.
That's true.
You've picked the right spot. Nobody needs weapons, everyone has a way out, but right now it is just a plan. You're all going to need to respect the chain of command. Cinta and I will have blasters. Nobody else.
Oh no, someone's gonna have a blaster.
For 6 minutes after that, but we do not
Yep.
unless everyone here agrees to do exactly as they've been told.
When are you planning to do this?
Tomorrow night. Intelligence gets stale.
Tomorrow it is.
I hate this hopeful ass music. I know it's a lie.
Girl.
Hey. You'll come with me.
So Vel gonna get Cinta killed because she asked for her to be there. Cassian gonna get Bix killed because he brought her along.
Yes.
Tony Gilroy, you're fucked in the head. You're fucked in the head, dude. If this is what happens, you're fucked in the head.
It's gonna be sent to this episode.
I have a feeling Bix survives. I'm gonna say that now. I think Bix is gonna make it to at least the next arc, but I think she's dead in the next arc. I'm actually surprised K2SO hasn't shown up yet.
Maybe next arc, the one after?
I don't know who I am sometimes.
I'm not perfect either.
You make yourself change.
Luthen should have told me you were in trouble.
We're worth more to him separately than together.
Well, that's something we'll have to talk to him about.
How much you bet this was our last night together?
Fucking everyone's making out this episode. I know these bitches are gonna die.
My full allegiance. A galaxy of worlds. An empire.
Driver's here.
Oh, they're going to Skulden's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they've got to get the listening devices from Skulden. I like this music.
Oh! Her outfits.
Star Wars costume designers. Yeah, you ate. What do you want me to say?
Senator Mothma.
Senator Organa.
Perrin.
Okay, so this is a spoiler I did hear about. This is Bail Organa, but they recast him. I don't know why they recast Bail, but I did know that Bail was going to show up, and I did know it was going to be a different actor. This was revealed in a fucking news article that came out before the first arc even dropped. Why the hell would you do that?
I need all personnel to exit the control center immediately for security reasons.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. It's like 6 heists are going down at the same time.
There you are.
Is that like Star Wars paparazzi? Shut up, that's awesome.
Our theories were that they were going to basically die together, right?
Yeah.
They're just setting up now.
It's an ambush. They're walking into a fucking ambush.
I'm not surprised.
How do they seem?
They're on time. I don't know what to do, Claire. I'm sick about this forgery. I'm sorry. Skulden's been...
I love her. I want a whole show about Clea.
You hear that, Star Wars? Hear that, Lucasfilms?
Partgas had an emergency and tossed us the invite. Where's your buddy?
Oh, he'll be here.
I want to pause this episode because I'm so stressed. Dude, I think multiple people could die in this episode. Like, I'm talking like Luthen, Vel, Cinta, Bix, everyone.
Could you imagine?
We still don't know what happened to Will. We haven't seen Will at all.
Will's off his rocker now.
Yeah. I just hope Vel or Cinta kills Cyril, but I kind of want Cassian to be the one to kill Cyril. Oh my god. He's just watching them fucking put shit in the road.
I haven't heard from my cousin.
Well, she's probably just being careful. Something urgent she needs knowing.
Yes, I care about her. Lolly, perhaps you remember me.
Player,
What are you doing here?
we had a fascinating conversation. Your friends will think we're flirting. There's no harm in that.
Are you out of your mind?
Do as I say, and everything will be fine.
I love her confidence.
I do too. That's why I'm like, she's the real ringleader here. I think Luthen is the front. Oh, Jesus. These two girls can't be outsmarted by Cyril. They can't.
Unfortunately, I think they will.
The miracle man who helped secure this very special piece is actually here with us tonight. Director Krennic, Luthen Rae. What a pleasure.
Uh-oh.
How pleasant to see you free of the witness stand.
What a festive evening this has become.
Hey, title of the episode. I love that Andor says this show says the episode titles in the show. It's great.
Any idea who's in this room right now?
You're not smiling.
This is suicide.
It's my favorite object in the collection. I was heartbroken when we sold it. Luthen will tell them that's why I'm so keen on visiting with it.
Oh man. I can't watch this. I can't.
Uh-oh.
That was cool.
Carrier's down. Repeat, the carrier is down.
We're in play.
Isn't it beautiful?
You're risking everything.
Move slightly to your left. I'm removing a listening device from this piece, and you're going to help me by blocking the view. The Tinian Codex was forged 2,000 years ago on a planet where sight was considered a disability.
What were you going to do if I wasn't here?
Anything I had to. Move to your left and listen closely because we may be tested.
All right, take your bets now. I think Vel and Cinta are dead.
Yeah. Well, I think Cinta's gonna die, and then Val's gonna defend, and then she's gonna die, and then they're gonna die together. Romeo and Juliet, but without the.
Don't rush. Smooth is faster.
Grand conflict. We studied the Battle of Carmine at the ISB Academy.
It wasn't much of a battle, was it? Tinians believed all language could be reduced to touch. Their skin was so sensitive.
It's stuck.
Insurgencies have a long history of puffing up their failures.
We were taught it was a systematic execution.
Well, that is exactly my point.
Come on, Clea.
Come on. Uh-oh.
I'm walking away.
Do as I say.
I love the water on the lens. It's cool. It's such a simple effect, but it always looks good.
Oh, that's cool.
Words do still have meaning.
I love Mon, like, unintentionally giving them an alibi.
What's the word for people who skin trespassers alive?
Is that what they did?
It was a very long time ago.
They had their own code of conduct.
My rebel is your terrorist. Something like that.
This poor guy.
Let's go. Last few boxes. She's not here.
She wandered off.
We're not waiting. Okay, let's wrap it up.
No. They're splitting up.
Never split the party. Rule number 1.
Ooh, that strain was good. That look... He's not supposed to have
He has
a
a
blaster.
blaster.
If you can't follow instructions, get off the team.
Who got shot?
Oh no.
Shots fired. One shot.
Oh no. Oh no. Who did they hit? It better not have been Cinta.
It's gonna be
It better not
Cinta.
have been Cinta.
It's gonna be Cinta. It's gonna be Cinta. Yep. There it is. They brought a blaster when it said not needed to.
Hey, we need to stand. We have to move. Look at me. Look at me. I need help. We have to go. Okay, we have to go.
Aww. Poor Vel.
Tinian Codex.
I understand that this piece is a favorite of yours.
It's a book. You read by touch. Your hand. It's from a planet where blindness was considered a gift.
God, quit showing me her dead body, you bastards. Imagine if it had been Cyril that got shot, like, for no reason.
That would have been the funniest way to get him out of the show. Been like, that's it. This whole build-up. So
Okay,
that.
so they let them get away because they needed to stage this as a reason to bring the military in.
Are you crying? Are you? Look at me. There's no place to hide. Look at me. I'm not going to say remember this because I don't have to. This is on you now. This is like skin. You're taking her with you wherever you go for the rest of your useless life. Don't you look away from me.
I'm sorry.
She was everything that you have daydreamed about. She was a miracle. And you, to die like this because of you, don't you dare cry.
What fun.
You're welcome.
Ugh.
I knew she had to get it. There's no way.
You should have killed Krennic while we were up there.
That's the spirit.
One success, one failure.
I mean, they succeeded in what they wanted to do, but they were always going to fail because Cyril knew about it. This is fucking Cassian. Only he walks like that. Oh no, that's Dr. Gorst. This like fisheye kind of effect on the glass is super cool though.
Get in the chair.
How do I know?
He doesn't even remember her.
Which honestly kind of makes it worse.
No way. Oh wait, no. Okay, something's moving. Oh, this is from the trailer. This is when her and Cassian blow something up. She's gonna shoot this guy.
Yeah.
They're playing the Andor theme. Here's Cass. Cass has got to be right there.
Then it's gonna blow up. There it is. I'm so happy she got her revenge. She deserved it.
We have no idea what they just did. Why am I
Nope.
celebrating? Fuck! I don't want this to be over.
So good. Poor Cinta, though.
Yeah. Okay, Meg. That was Andor Season 2, Episode 6. What a festive evening. What did you think?
Well, Allie, it was quite the festive evening, if I do say so myself. So much happened during this episode. It was so good. I was so like enthralled by it. I have some notes, but I was just like,
Yeah, I didn't take a ton either.
no, it was so good where you're just like, there's so much.
There was so much like anxiety in my stomach the whole time that I was like
Oh my gosh. This is insane.
This show is so fucking good.
Cyril, like, basically being gaslighted to thinking he has so much a bigger role, like a different role in this, when he's actually has no idea what he's really doing. What do you think? How do you think he's going to react when he figures out what he had a part of playing in?
Like there's the one part of me that's like, logistically speaking, Cyril has shown time and time again that he's loyal to the Empire, right? And so in theory, like when the Gorman massacre happens, if Cyril is still stationed there, because it's going to be a year from now, the next arc is the Gorman massacre. So buckle the fuck up, kids. So if Cyril is still there on Gorman, he's going to be there for the massacre. Maybe, I mean, there is a possibility in which that is the like pushing point that he needs to be like, oh shit, we're the bad guys, but by that point it's too late to do anything, you know? And like I said, I still think Cyril's going to die on Gorman. I don't think he's making it off Gorman. So there's all that. I mean, there is the idea that like he could realize too late how horrible it is and how much wrong he's done, or he could continue on the path that he's currently on and just be like, yeah, this is what needed to happen because he's too far gone.
Do you think that if he realizes it and he's like, oh my gosh, but it's way too late, that he might have like a small redemption arc and then try to do something and that gets him killed?
It's so interesting that you phrased it like that, because there was an interview that came out with Denise Gao, who plays Dedra, and she said there is no redemption for Dedra. She just gets worse throughout the show, which, to be fair, we haven't really seen her do anything too crazy, which is why I think she's going to really ramp up in these last couple episodes, right?
Which makes sense why Cyril would die, for that to also ramp up.
I think that if the route taken is that Cyril realizes too late, I think there's a possibility that he could like let someone go. Like if he, let's say he has Cassian. He's found Cassian, they're on Gorman, because we know, well, actually, I thought Cassian was going to be there for the Gorman massacre because we saw him on Gorman, but now another year is going to go by. So I actually don't know if Cassian is going to be there for the Gorman massacre, although we're supposed to see it, so someone that we care about is supposed to be there, because otherwise we would never see it. It makes me wonder though that like if Cyril was going to have this arc of he realizes too late that he is on the wrong side of history, like if he had Vel, for instance, let's say Vel, if he had Vel as a captive and then was like sitting at a window watching the carnage happening down on the square, and then he turned and was like, I can't be a part of this, and let her go. He could do that. Like I could see something like that. I think that as far as redemption goes, that's as much as he'll get though, because there's no way to undo all of the wrong he's done in conceivably what would only be max a handful of episodes, but I think it would only be like 10 minutes max, you know? So there's only so much that can be done there.
And that's a really interesting point, because it's just kind of like, well, there's so many different avenues that this could go down for Cyril. So we'll see. And I'm really curious to see what happens to get Dedra to be way worse. I have my theories.
As stressed as I was for this episode, take all of that anxiety, triple it, and put it back in my body. That's me next week when we watch 7, 8, and 9. Because Diego Luna said that episode, I think he said episode 8 is one of his favorites, which means
Bix is gonna die.
It means it's gonna be a little rough.
It's gonna be like probably a showdown between Cassian and Cyril, or something with Bix, and Bix is gonna die. That's my theories for 8.
We saw nothing of Will, did we? We have no idea what happened to Will. And you know what? It's also possible. Now, it's possible that Meg and I missed it while we were talking, but I don't think I heard Cassian or Bix mention Will at all.
0.
I did not hear them mention him at all. So what the fuck was up with that?
Yeah, no idea. He's probably off his rocker now.
He might be dead for all we know. We don't know.
That's true. I mean, it literally cut off right as soon as like the toxins were really like affecting his body. So who knows? I think he's alive. I think he's probably just going to go mad, and something's going to happen between Will and then maybe Cassian and like there's going to be some sort of tie in there, because there's no way they're just going to keep them completely separate. Like they're going to have to reunite at some point.
Well, Cassian goes to talk to Saw Gerrera in Rogue One, so we know that eventually there's a meetup. But I don't think Cassian ever meets Saw. I don't think he can ever actually physically meet Saw Gerrera, because I think Cassian meets him for the first time in Rogue One. I think we'll have to. Meg and I haven't rewatched Rogue One in a while. We are going to do it though at some point. Not sure when, but we're going to do it at some point.
We will figure
but
that out.
Rogue One is my favorite of the Star Wars movies because it's a fucking perfect movie. It's a good movie, let alone a good Star Wars movie. I think if I remember Rogue One correctly, they go to Jeddah to find Saw Gerrera. They pick up Chirrut and the other guy whose name I can't remember off the top of my head to find Bodhi. And they talk. Jin talks to Saw because Jin knows Saw Gerrera. And Cassian, I don't know that Cassian ever actually speaks with Saw, but I think it's alluded that he's never met him before.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting. So I'm very curious to find out what happens with that. Yeah, Bix is still using drugs, still going through it, which is really sad and heartbreaking and everything. And I just want the best for her.
Yeah.
But she did get her revenge. But yeah, honestly, like I said, I didn't take like a ton of notes. I feel really bad saying that, but I have that the quote, "Prep is useless unless you cannot follow orders."
Oh, I wrote down a couple quotes too.
Yeah, I have think like a leader, which Luthen said to Cassian, which is a very important thing because Cassian eventually does become more like a leader and everything, which he's just very distracted and everything because his personal connections and ties and feelings to Bix and people around him and everything. And so that is holding him back from like his thought process is just clouded. But yeah, I mean, do you have any notes?
I do. I made a note specifically about Luthen being proud of the Gore for standing up while Cassian was more cautious about their success. For Luthen, it seems like the idea of a rebellion is almost more important than success because it means that people have courage and have hope, which I understand on a fundamental level. But there is a part of me that agrees with Cassian of like, if it's going to fail, why do it? But that's part of the risk, right? And so I wrote down the quote, "If it fails, like what happens if it fails?" And Luthen said, "It'll burn very brightly," which I just really liked that quote. It was like a good quote, like put a little shiver down my spine. I think it perfectly articulates Luthen's point of they'll go down, but God, will they go down fighting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that is war. That's thought in war. A lot of people think that in war of the whole thing with Rogue One, right, is that it's a suicide mission. And Jin and Cassian and all of them know it's a suicide mission. And it's funny to see that Cassian now can't see the benefit in that until someone like Luthen teaches him.
It's like in the beginning of season 1 where he said, like, "Oh, I'd rather live." And now he's like, die for the cause. And then, yeah, he's definitely developed a lot and he's going to continue developing a lot. I'm just curious. That's probably when he has nothing else to lose.
I mean, he eventually gets K2SO, which again, I am surprised that K2 hasn't come up yet because I was certain that K2 was going to be in more than 6 episodes. All we know about K2SO right now, I've seen a bit of one of the trailers shows him with Krennic. So Krennic, I think, will deploy a bunch of K2 droids, I'm assuming, on Gorman, and maybe Cassian back on Gorman will yoink one, and that becomes our beloved Alan Tudyk K2SO.
That could be very interesting.
Because we know that, I think logistically in Star Wars, we know, I don't know where this is from, don't quote me on this if I'm wrong. I want to say that there is a book or some sort of like Wikipedia article or something that talks about how K2 and Cassian met. And I believe it was that Cassian stole K2 as a droid and reprogrammed him. I want to say. I don't know if that comes from Rogue One. I don't know if that's from a source book or something. I'm not sure. But that seems to be the most logical conclusion, especially considering that K2 droids are supposed to be like super, super like scary and terrifying, as we saw in the Narkina 5 arc back in season 1.
I love Cassian so much.
I wrote down another quote from Luthen, which is, "We are not who we were when we started," which is true.
So
I mean, by this point in the story, 2 years have gone by. And 2 years is a lot for a normal person, let alone someone fighting in a war. So it's fascinating to see that even though Cassian has changed so much, he's still not all the way there yet. I don't think Cassian is a character that's trying to hold on to things. I think the only thing he's trying to hold on to is people. And he's holding on to Bix, even though him and Luthen can both see that she is, I don't want to call her a lost cause because that feels unfair, but she is not doing well,
Mm-hmm.
and they know it. And I think that that's important for Cassian, of like, he held on and it wasn't enough and he still lost her. She's not dead yet, but
She will be.
I'm pretty sure it's coming soon. Probably in the
We
next
would
arc.
love for her to stay alive, but we know it's not going to happen.
Yeah, Meg and I talked about it earlier, but I think the best case scenario for Bix is that she sails off into the sunset, she's unable to fight in the rebellion, and Cassian just tells her, like, look, I have to stay. You go. I'll be back when I can. And then Rogue One happens.
Yeah.
We briefly touched on the recasting of Bail Organa. I don't know why that happened. I don't know if Jimmy Smits just didn't want to come back to play Bail, because he played Bail in a bunch of the animated shows, and he came back for Obi-Wan but didn't come back for this.
Scheduling issues, maybe?
I mean, it could have been, but like, they had him in one scene. I think he said like 2 lines of dialogue. They could have filmed that in 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I'm a little surprised by that. I didn't read the article, but I did see an article that confirmed that Bail Organa would be showing up, but that it was a different actor. And I was like, huh?
Well, now you can read the article.
Cinta died.
I know.
We kind of saw it coming.
Yeah, we knew it was going to happen, but it doesn't make it any less heartbreaking. Vel did not go. So this is going to be Vel's villain arc, I fear.
I have like 3 more notes we'll get through. We had director Krennic showing up again, who is fucking fantastic. I love Krennic. I love him so much. Showing up at the Skulldin Gallery. I thought that piece that Clea and
the book,
Johnny, Ronnie, whoever that guy, whatever the fuck his name is.
It's Ani.
Whoever.
Young.
Mr. Young, Sergeant Young, whatever the fuck his name is. That they were touching, it kind of, I mean, it's supposed to emulate like Braille because they touched it and it had symbols in it or whatever. It was really cool looking though. It kind of reminded me of an amphitheater, the way it kind of looked like seating, like at a Greek amphitheater, which was kind of cool.
It just reminded me of like if you put a drop in a pond and it's like the ripples.
Yeah, that's so funny. I went Greek amphitheater and you went ripples in a pond.
What can I say? It's the Midwest. I grew up in the cornfield. So
I've been to Greece. So I've been to Athens. That tracks for me. What else? We had, there was a brief mention of Dr. Gorst having a program, in that the Emperor was so pleased with his results that he wanted an entire program of torture, basically, which I'm assuming is why Bix and Cassian immediately killed him. But as for what they blew up, I'm not 100% sure. I think there's an assumption to be made that they blew up the room or building that he was in. Like, they killed him, which, I mean, fair, fuck that guy. They didn't say what his mission was because we just saw the light going off at Luthen's place, but they didn't tell us what the mission was. So I'm assuming it was just...
I'm sure we'll find out.
No, I don't think we will. I think we're just supposed to assume that the mission that they needed to go on was immediately getting the fuck rid of Gorst or whatever.
Because they knew that got approved. Because they that's, I forgot his name, but the one who's the mole for Luthen.
Lonnie.
Yeah, yeah, him.
Lonnie, Johnny, Ronnie, Young.
Mr. Young. That he, he told Luthen, and Luthen's like, get him out. He's done. Yeah, because they were saying that they developed it into a whole program, so they probably blew up all the stuff that was in the program, like documentations, computers. Yeah,
that's what I was assuming as well. Let's see. And I think that was... I mean, we got some great stuff from Clea this episode. I didn't actually make a note of that, but Clea was great.
She really showed her dedication. It's like, yeah, it was life or death. And I think it was a really good thing. I thought it was a very interesting that they included, like, you know, her bleeding from her hand, because that really shows how desperate she is to get that thing out and how terrifying this moment actually is and how important it is. So I thought that was a really cool, nice touch.
That, again, I didn't take a ton of notes. The Gorman massacre is up next.
Mm-hmm.
I'm horrified because there's only 2 more weeks left of the show.
That's going by real fast.
In 2 weeks, though, actually in 3 weeks from now, you guys will be seeing season 2, episode 1. So that's how far in advance we were recording these versus putting these out. So yeah, I think I'm good with ending here. The
Mhm.
Gorman massacre. I'm very excited for Mon Mothma's speech because Mon Mothma makes this amazing speech to the Senate where she basically denounces Palpatine. I've talked about this several times. You can actually watch the scene in Star Wars Rebels. Happens in Star Wars Rebels. I think it's season 3, I think. Maybe season 2. I don't remember. But it's a great scene. Genevieve O'Reilly voiced Mon Mothma in the animated show as well, and she plays Mon Mothma in this series too. I'm stressed, but these were very good episodes. I really
So-
liked all 3 of these episodes.
Very good episodes.
All right, well, I guess we will end here. You guys can catch us in the next episode, which will be episode 7, which we haven't seen yet, and I'm very stressed out about. But thanks for hanging out with us, guys. I guess we'll see you in the next one.